Hello, world, and welcome to Creating Life with Kelsey. So much has changed. I know I need to come back, or that I want to come back and consistently record podcast episodes again. It's one of those things of one, now I actually have more time to do that, so thank you. But two, like, holy shit, so much has happened. What do I talk about? Where do I start? Do I have a plan? Do I need a plan? Like, what do I do? What do I do? And then that can lead into paralyzing the self and not actually doing anything. So I'm just showing up to talk. That's all that I know that I need to do is just show up and speak my mind, speak my truth, what's on my heart, and just trust that my people are listening and want to listen. First thing is that I am no longer an art therapist. It's so fucking weird. I left my job last month, like literally a month ago, that I have not done anything art therapy related. And it feels so weird because I built up this vision, this idea, this identity of being an art therapist, and that's how I thought that I was meant to show up in the world to help people heal and to be the guide of that. And it's so funny because anytime people would be like, "Oh, art therapy, like how did you get into that? Like what was the journey?" And I'm like, and there's no journey. Like I just didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do when I was 18. I was a senior in high school and I hated everything else in school, like all the other core subjects. The only thing that I liked to do was art, but yet I didn't want to be an art teacher. So then my dad found this thing called art therapy. He was like, "Hey, you get to use art and help people." I said, "Cool, that sounds good." That's it. The end. That was my journey, and I just ran with it. So from an 18-year-old, had this idea that I didn't even find myself, and went to undergrad, grad school, residency after grad school, and practicing as an art therapist. Like that was it. It seemed so easy. So when people said what was my journey, I was just like, I graduated and went straight into it. And they're like, "Wow, this must be so great that you immediately knew what you wanted to do with your life." LOL, universe got jokes. And the thing is I loved helping people. Like I loved being granted the privilege of having access to people's depths because I was within my own journey and my own depths, and I've been there. I knew it, and the people that I was attracting were the people that had like been where I had been at certain points, to where I fully understood where they're at and how to help them. But yet being a therapist, something was missing. Like I didn't know it, and that's what was confusing, because I was like, this is how I want to work with people. Like I want to help people. I want to help them hold their pain and move through it. Keyword, move through it later. But I found myself just holding their pain with them and existing with them in the pain, but not a lot was happening outside of it. Like I saw major transformation within my clients, but I also noticed stuff was still stuck inside of them, and I didn't know how to fucking unlock it, and that's what I felt was missing. I'm like, we're just sitting, and we're talking, and we're creating, and we're talking, and we're just so boxed in to where we were at by sitting at a desk or a table and creating stuff. It wasn't enough for me. It wasn't enough. But I also really loved and love art. Like that is something that is true to who I am as a creative being. Like that's one of my mediums to express myself is art. So I was hella confused. Like, isn't these things helping people, being in the depths, like helping them see gain new perspectives on lives and let go of their suffering, and using art as a means to do that? What's the fucking problem? It was such a lesson, and that like things could be 90% in alignment, yet if it's not the full 10%, for me anyway, I could feel it. My soul was still dying. My soul was like, this is still not it. Like it's good, and you're making a big impact, but you can actually do so much more. And this isn't enough for you as far as your abilities that you're able to give the world. And even though I knew that and I felt that, I was like, well, where the fuck do we go? Like, what do we do? Where do we go from here? I kept getting feedback from clients too of like, you don't really feel like a therapist. Like, you do deep work, but you just, I don't know. I don't, like, when I tell people about you, I don't say that you're my therapist. I'm like, oh, well, what do you say? And so I had different people come to me. They'd say that I say that you're like my teacher, my spiritual mentor, a healer, guide, but the word therapist wasn't ever tacked on to how they were describing in the way that I was helping people. So that was also a mirror of like, hey, you're in a whole lane, like a whole fucking world of the therapy mental health world, but yet that is not what you're doing here. So pay attention. Maybe you need to fucking let this go. Then one night I just felt myself sink so low of I'm building a life that I genuinely want to live and creating my own reality and how I want to continue to show up and exist in the world. Yet I'm missing something. And that something just felt so vast, big, heavy, like whatever. And I felt it. I won't be able to tell this part of the story yet of like the full like actual moment of how this new realm of helping people came into my life, but something happened, a minor trauma happened, and it was like an immediate like universe just like smacking me in the face being like, pay attention. This is not working anymore. Do something different or it's gonna get worse. And that night I'm just crying and like I don't know what to do, like, and then all of a sudden I'm crying the words like I need to be a healer, like, but where, like what certificate do I even want, like I don't even know. And then I open up my phone and Sah D'Simone is releasing a teacher training for people to become somatic activated healers. So using meditation, mantras, breath work, somatic movement, and ecstatic dance combined in a very specific, curated in a very specific way to deliver as a segment to help people heal, to unlock what is stuck in your body, to free it, have it come up and through you, and so that you are no longer a prisoner to your emotions, to your feelings, and to your suffering. Sold. Fucking sold. And I've been, and especially dance, and that was where like this little like flicker that was existing in my being was, this is what you're missing. You need to get back to dance. You love moving your body. You love dancing. I would do it all the fucking time. I would just put on music and like freely dance in my room, which I didn't know what I was doing. I was engaging in ecstatic dance and receiving my own medicine and opening myself up for divine guidance by doing that and like clearing and becoming a channel, like, and that's what I've been doing like nearly my whole life. But yeah, so I had followed Sah for years, but I did never pay close attention to what he did. Like I knew like his reach was really far, made a lot of content, and I knew that he danced. And I think I knew he had written a book, but like I didn't know what he did. Like I didn't know what his medicine was, or that he fucking created a whole method of healing. No clue. No fucking clue. And then when I saw he was taking on students to become teachers, I didn't even have to, I don't know, it was a knowing, like a soul knowing, like his soul was calling my soul, and like all the other souls of the teachers that are out there now, that are becoming, like I was in the second cohort, so I was within the first 150 people to ever be certified in somatic activated healing, and he is very much connected to the people that are called to do this. And that's what it was. That's why I didn't have to know who Sah was, because I knew in my heart who his soul was, and that's all that mattered. Hey guys, brief interruption to the episode that you're listening to right now, because I just have to share a synchronistic moment that happened. I had already recorded this episode, was so passionate about sharing this message and wanting to continue to fully show up in my power of this movement healer role and tell the world about it. And then Sah reached out to his team reached out to the certified somatic activated healers, giving them affiliate links to let them know, like, hey, tell people about this, share your links. And obviously it can create a form of a passive income for myself, which is what every entrepreneur wants, is to build those avenues, right? So with that, if you are feeling the soul pull that I was feeling, I have a link for you. If you're interested in being a somatic activated healer, click the link below and it'll take you to a sales page, and then there's different payment plans that can accommodate for your financial needs. This is like seriously life-changing. Obviously, like when you listen to the rest of the episode, like this is what I fucking needed. This is what my soul was asking me to do, to show up and guide people for healing. And if you are feeling that exact soul pull, fucking take the leap. Just take the leap. And you can also hit me up on Instagram at creatinglight_ if you're wanting to just talk about it further, to figure out if this really is for you, or if you're feeling a little lost, like how I was feeling, of like, I don't know what to do. I just know I need to be a healer. Like what the fuck does that mean? I'm here for you to support you in that, because obviously I get it. And if you're wanting even more in-depth information from Sah himself, he's hosting a free webinar on July 25th, and I'll have the link for that information in the show notes as well. Check it out if you feel called. Hit me up on Instagram if you want to get more information that way. But everything that you need is calling for you, I'll have listed in the show notes. All right, now back to the episode. I didn't know what he did. I didn't even know what somatic activated healing was, and that he'd been doing this for 10 years and delivering sessions and had clients and a whole ass membership and all these things. I had never experienced somatic activated healing, and then all of a sudden I'm looking at it and I just see one little video and I was like, done, and I signed up for it. And that was it. Like I knew, I was like, oh my God, this is it. Like I need to move more. I need to be really more connected with the body. Like the art brings you in. It connects you to the unconscious mind, and that's why it's a deeper form of healing than talk therapy alone. And it does, like, you're connecting with the body a little bit because you're physically moving your body to create, but it wasn't enough. And the Sah method, is it. Like, this is what I was wanting, and the full connection to the body, to be embodied, to become free. So I signed up for it, and that was in like November of 2022, and then the teacher training wasn't launched until January 15th, I believe, is the first day of training, and then I was certified by the middle of April. And it was a very, very fucking intense training. Luckily for me, the whole other thing too. One, on the logical side, we can chalk it up to my already extensive trauma-informed background, being a therapist and working with trauma therapists when I was in my graduate program, and then my internship, and then my first job as an art therapist was all with trauma therapists. So I was very trauma-informed, and that's what Sah was delivering, was trauma-informed spiritual care, because that's what the healing is. Like, you can't, like, you would be causing harm to people if you're offering very deep body connection and energetic healing, yet you don't know anything about trauma and how to be with it, how to sit with it, and how to help others sit with that. So that's what Sah demands of people, is like, you have to know this and know this within yourself to be able to hold it for other people. And that is just one of my core values. So immediately it fucking aligned. I was like, of course, this is how this man operates. Of course. So the material he delivered, the material that he delivered on a lot of levels of the like basis of it. Obviously the somatic movement, that was all new to me, but the trauma stuff and like compassion, seeing the world through the lens of compassion was not new information to me. It was something that I had already been in a deep journey within myself, which was such validation of, oh my God, like I am, like this is it, like this is for me, like I was meant to be certified in this and to carry on this lineage because I hold it to such integrity, and like this is how I already have these values within myself as a human, and that's what's being asked of you if you're becoming a somatic activated healer. It integrated on such a deeper level when I was learning during parts like half of the training, like all of that was already hitting super fucking deep. And I knew like this is my life's work now, like, and I'm going to hit the ground running and I'm fucking ready to do this. But yet I was still scared to fully let go of the art therapy identity because I had just like a few months ago got a different day job as an art therapist because I was still building Creating Light with Kelsey, and that was the other thing. Like I was trying to focus on building the business of Creating Light with Kelsey and having that going and not relying on other people to provide me a form of income or a company or like whatever, you know. I want to make my own income. Yet I wasn't getting any new clients as an art therapist and putting myself out there with art therapy. No new clients were coming in. So that was another like, are you paying attention yet? Like, I keep saying that phrase because that was like a whole fucking thing. All of 2022 was pay attention, and like this was one of the main key factors of what Spirit was trying to get me to pay attention to. So since I wasn't getting more clients, I did ended up picking up a day job, which was the last thing I fucking needed to really cut the cord of being an art therapist, because working at that place was like not really a good time, and that was the last kick in the pants of like, this is not for you. This world, this realm of being a therapist is not for you. It's limiting your ability to heal. So cut the cord and let it go. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's just update the world on, because that's how I kept showing up in Creating Light with Kelsey. It was like, I'm an art therapist and da-da-da, and I do this, and I am all about art. We've shifted gears. We have shifted gears. Now we are a somatic activated healer, and we are about moving the body and dancing to connect to self and emotions and to free what is stuck inside. And that's really the key, you know? And that's kind of the phrase that I've coined within this process of becoming a somatic activated healer, is that the key to freedom is feeling. This 3D reality is so fucking dense, it's so heavy, that if your feelings are stuck inside and you're so stagnant and you're barely moving around, like it will get the best of you. It will manifest in unfathomable ways, and you'll be able to barely move throughout life. And like, is that living? No. Yeah, so that is the thing that I am needing to show up first and let the world know, is that I am here as a movement healer now. So that is the being certified. You have like certain different titles that you're qualified and allotted the privilege of calling yourself, and the one that speaks to me is movement healer. And that's how Creating Light, that's how I'll be showing up through Creating Light with Kelsey now. That I want to help you get reconnected to your body, comfortable with yourself and all of your senses, really shift the relationship with your mind, because it's so small compared to like all of our other existence and our other senses. I just want to put myself out there, like I get it now. I fully have stepped into where I'm supposed to be. And because this realm of movement healing and energy healing is so vast and ever evolving, I'm just so grateful to be here. And with that, where I'm at now, like if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see the background is different. It's literally, it kind of looks like a green screen, but it's white. Because it doesn't even look real. Am I real? Are we all real? I'm in my studio space. I got a new studio space with my friend, business partner, all of the above, Jess. She's a Reiki practitioner and sound healer, and we just like our paths crossed, and we are here to like come together in certain ways, like work individually, seeing clients, coming together for workshops and groups, and doing events and all that shit, however it unfolds. But we came together and we rented out a studio space, and this is where I'm at right now, in my studio space. Nothing is done. I'm literally on the floor, sweating my ass off because the air's not working. Gotta call the landlord on that one. But this is like fucking day one, New path, new opportunities, a lot of doors opening, and I'm just showing up in the now. Like, I think that was the other thing that I felt so paralyzed of, like, oh shit, like, how do I show up on social media now? How am I showing up on the podcast now? Like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, I don't, like, that's a story. But feeling like not enough was done to be seen or whatever. No. I'm showing up now in the beginning of a new era, sitting on the floor, no furniture in this place, no air, recording a podcast episode, no decorations. The sun is coming in these open windows. There's no blinds, no nothing. And like, this is fucking exciting. Like, this is so exciting. But like the point is I have a space for people to come and receive healing. That people have a space to land for me to deliver medicine, and then I have my own private space and enough space to offer sessions virtually as well, because like my living situation, I love it, but it doesn't afford the ability to work from home anymore, which I think is a blessing in disguise, to expand my comfort zone and not be at home, because now I have a space, and for people to come here, and it's a decent sized space, so Jess and I can hold workshops and stuff, so multiple people, so like my ability to hold is like expanding versus if I was just working from home, doing individuals or just doing virtual stuff.
Okay, anyway, I'm just going to finish up because technology is like telling me that we're done here. You've said all you needed to say, so wrap it up. To end the episode, website is still the same, creatinglight.co, podcast is the same, Creating Light with Kelsey. Instagram is the same, creating light _ TikTok, creating light _ I haven't really figured out TikTok, like I just post some videos on there and we hope for the best. Main thing that I'll be showing up on is Instagram and podcast. So yeah, I'm open and available to see new clients, which is exciting, and I have the fucking space to do it because I'm sitting in the studio space as we speak. So if you want to see me one-on-one, that's where I'm at right now. If not, stay tuned if you want workshops or groups or things. Jess and I will be working together to provide that for you. But I'm here to hold you in whatever capacity that you would like, my loves. And you can book on my website, creatinglight.co. Thank you for being here. Follow me along on the journey of life. And remember, when we see the light in ourselves, we create light in others.